Greetings, demons, and welcome to Collectibles, where today we're going to be just having a pretty basic look at the brand new smart play sets that have been revealed by LEGO. And I'm not going to get too much into the details of the actual, smart play system as they're putting it, but we are going to be looking at the free sets that are currently up for pre-order, all being Star Wars sets. But yeah, just a quick little overview, I suppose, of what Smart Play is. Essentially, it is the same technology that we've seen in previous toys like the LEGO Mario stuff, as well as previously in stuff like Skylanders or Disney Infinity. It's essentially the idea of having NFC chips that are readable by electronics. That's as simple as it is. You can have minifigures as well as little tiles that will contain NFC readable chips, same things that you have in like a credit card or anything like that. And then you'll have a smart brick, which is able to actually read those and play different sounds, potentially even do little like light effects and stuff like that. But yeah, in my opinion, not the most interesting of things, but definitely has potential to be cool in some way or another. This is actually a really nice visualization of it, if it will let me take it back to the start there. So you've got your minifigure, you've got your tile, got your smart brick, and then through imaginative play, there you go, you got a plane, and it'll make plane noises. You'll potentially have like pilots speaking, stuff like that. So yeah, as I said, we do have a few sets that have been revealed, so we'll get to those in a second, and they are all Star Wars. But yeah, in general, I'm not against the idea of smart play. I don't think this is a terrible idea. A lot of people have been kind of, let's be honest, shitting on it a lot. I think it's fine. I think it's a decent idea. I recently got my hands on LEGO Mario, finally, and while I haven't played with it yet, the experience that I understand it brings is definitely one that is valuable. Whether it's valuable enough to spend the exorbitant prices, and we'll get into that in a moment, on the actual, in the case of LEGO Mario, the starter sets, and in the case of the LEGO Smart Play Star Wars sets, the all-in-one kits, it's up in the air, really. I'm not really too sure. Personally, I'm not sold on getting any of these, but we'll get into them just in a moment. But yeah, overall, like, it is an interesting idea. And what I want to just quickly get out of the way is just a little thing that's been bouncing around in the back of my head for a while. But yeah, close enough. Welcome back, LEGO Dimensions. So, as I said, we currently have 3 sets actually revealed and available for pre-order. I will get into restrictions around that, but we'll get onto that towards the end of the video, just because I don't think it's that important in the grand scheme of things. But yeah, we have the Smart Play Luke's Red 5 X-Wing, Smart Play Throne Room Duel and A-Wing, and the Smart Play Darth Vader's TIE Fighter. And all of these are the Smart Play all-in-one sets, which means they include the charging pad for the Smart Brick, the Smart Brick itself, which isn't included in all sets, as well as the charging cable for the charging pad. It is all wireless and everything, other than, the wire to the actual pad, but the actual brick doesn't plug in at all or anything like that. It is literally just a wireless charging like on your phone. That's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, let's just get through them all and check them out one by one. And first off, I just want to quickly point this out at the bottom here. Smart Play All-in-One set includes the following: 1 smart brick, 2 smart minifigures, 5 smart tags, and 1 smart charger. So that is basically an outline of what all of these are. I believe the minifigures and smart tags, quantity-wise, do change between the different sets. Though I could be wrong there. We'll see, I suppose, as we go through these. But yeah, that is what the all-in-one means. It just means you get everything you need to be able to experience smart play. But yeah, here we have 75423 Luke's Red 5 X-Wing. And first impressions on the overall look of it, it does look like a 4+ set even, sorry. We have seen, obviously, an X-Wing in 4+, and that set looks shockingly similar to this. I do quite like the figure selection here. We have a Luke, we have a Leia, Stormtrooper, R2-D2, and some sort of rebel ground operative. I'm not really sure what the official name for them would be. But yeah, overall, not a terrible selection. It is a little expensive at £80, which, yeah, all of these are... Well, I'm not even going to say a little. They are very expensive for what they are. In terms of piece counts, you've got 581 pieces for £80. It's not good. It is not good at all. And all these are going to be releasing on the 1st of March. And yeah, in terms of the actual builds, just on a pure aesthetic level, I don't think they're that bad. I think they're okay. It's very interesting how we do have a new cockpit piece here for the X-Wing. But yeah, the fact you get an X-Wing, a little cart, a little bit of, I guess, I don't even know, just a little bit of a rebel base, I suppose, as well as a little turret, which is weirdly Death Star, to say this is not really a Death Star set, but I guess they needed something for the Stormtrooper at the very least, just to have some of that imaginative, combative play. But yeah, you do notice that there are a lot of large gaps, both on the turret as well as the X-Wing, as well as potentially even over here on the little platform. Weirdly enough, not the cart though, but that is essentially just to fit in the actual smart brick. You need the extra space to be able to actually slot it between, you know, the minifigure and the rest of the set, and we do actually see that in some of the other images. So here you see we have R2 in, you know, somewhat regular location. We've got Luke as well, and then we've got the smart brick, which presumably in this situation will be making some R2-D2 noises, some Luke voice sound effects, or an X-Wing sound effect, or whatever else. And yeah, I wonder, do we have an image that shows it? Oh, it can be used in the little cart. Interesting. I don't really see the point of that one, but that's fair enough. I was wrong. It is available on there, and then yeah, it can also be used on the actual turret there to also have some firing sound effects and stuff like that. One unfortunate thing with this entire setup is that it does require, if you want, you know, multiple things to be going on at once, you need multiple of these smart bricks. And to our understanding right now, there isn't going to be a way to just buy the smart brick on its own. You have to get it within one of the 3 sets. And that is fine if you are, you know, planning on getting multiple of the sets. I think there's 2 of them that go well together, being this one and the TIE Advance. But yeah, for the most part, I don't really see a reason to be getting multiple sets that are including the smart brick. And yeah, it is kind of unfortunate in that regard of just like, you are not going to get the X-Wing sound effects and the cannon sound effects at the same time. You're going to get one or the other unless you buy another set. And that is really frustrating to me. Something that I do think is also worth noting, is the fact that if you look at Luke down here, he doesn't have anything on his sides. You can kind of see Leia does, and I think in some of the other shots you can see it a bit more clear on Leia specifically. But yeah, due to regulations around like batteries in toys and stuff like that, and electronics in toys, both Leia and Luke, as well as I think R2 as well, because I think R2, maybe not in this set, but R2 is supposed to be a smart figure. It might be in a future set. No, I don't think it's this version. But yeah, due to that, they have to have some text on one side and the little bin symbol on the other, just saying they can't be thrown away by normal means. Which, why would you be throwing away Lego anyway? Like, that's not a thing people do, is it? News to me if it is. But yeah, they have purposefully, seemingly, removed the printing, the little bit of text that would be on the side of Luke here, from the marketing material. And I'm not going to go as far as some people have said to be like, oh, this is false marketing or anything like that. It's just a bit weird. I assume that it's just that the Photoshop people who, you know, try and make the renders and stuff look as good as possible just thought it looked a bit messy, which it does, and thought that nothing of it, thought it would be fine to get rid of it, which potentially it is, potentially it's not. It's hard to say for sure. But in any case, I don't know. It's just a little bit weird to me. But yeah, we get a few examples of different features here. We've got sound effects for fueling. We've got sound effects for repairing, which I like the little green Mjolnir there. You've got communications going on. And yeah, just overall, I don't think there's much wrong with this. It is a very stumpy X-Wing. I do really understand what people are saying about it. And I even just said it. It looks like a 4+ set. It looks like something for little children. And, I mean, is it not? Is this set not made for, like, small children? Like, let's see, what's the actual age rating on this set? 6+. Yeah, this is barely above a 4+ set. Like, let's give it a little bit of slack in that regard in terms of the actual builds, and the fact they have to work in this smart brick technology. I don't think it's that bad. It's just the prices are so high, and I don't necessarily see the added value here. You know, what was stopping children before from, you know, flying around their X-Wing going vroom, and, you know, go pew 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 pew. Like, that's how kids have played for literal decades. Like, well, I mean, realistically, for centuries, that's how children have played. They make their own noises. They, make their own horse galloping noise for their little, wooden horse figurine in, the year 100. I don't know. But, like, we've always done that. We've always given life to our toys through ourselves. And having an element like this kind of takes away from it. It kind of made sense in terms of Super Mario, because that is a video game franchise. So it kind of gamified the actual Lego sets. That made some sense, at least to me. However, having Smart Play for stuff like, Star Wars, and presumably for City and Ninjago, and, some of the other, non-licensed themes, feels really odd to me. And for me, it doesn't make too much sense. Let's have a look at this video real quick, just the little rotation. And, yeah, I'm not overly sold on it. Also, you can hear the sounds. I don't actually have my headphones on, but I can just about hear my headphones making bleepy bloops. So you're probably getting a better experience than me. But yeah, I don't know. It's a weird thing to be looking at in general. Like, as I say, I made the joke of Welcome Back Low Dimensions, but it's like, once again, that was a video game. That was like specifically a video game, and this, in the way it is presented, is just a regular Lego set that happens to have functionality with this, new light and sound technology. And I don't know, for me, it doesn't make too much sense in general, and I don't think many people are going to get that much use out of it beyond the, initial novelty, which in a lot of ways is what happened to Lego Mario. And the reason why so many people have been asking for Lego Mario to finally get, at the very least, a brick-built Mario, if not actual minifigures of all the main cast. And I'm personally in that boat as well. As I say, I only just got the Lego Mario, and that's because I'm personally of the belief that he's probably going away in the next year. I don't think we're getting many more of these, Lego Mario sets that have the technology built into them. I think it's kind of at its end. So I kind of bought into it just to be like, oh, I have it now, just in case. With Smart Play, I don't think it's going to last more than its first wave, realistically. And we know there are, I believe, there's 6 total sets. Obviously, we've got 3 that are currently available as pre-orders. But yeah, I'm not sold at all on the idea that we're going to be getting more than those 6 sets. I don't think they're going to sell well enough. They're very expensive. They don't really show any sort of benefit that, regular Lego sets don't already. And I especially don't like the fact that there is going to be updates via an app for the Smart Brick. And, yeah, for the most part, like, I'm of the belief that Lego and, like, app play, phone play, whatever, should be separate activities. Like, Lego, I like the fact that it has a physical manual. I really don't like virtual, on screen, whether it's on my phone or on the computer or on a tablet or whatever, instructions. I really like them to be physical. I bought a knockoff set. It wasn't a real knockoff. It was fake bricks. Well, not fake bricks. Alt brand bricks for a mock. I bought the parts from an alt site, and the instructions, because I got them from Rebrickable, are digital. And I'll be honest, I started it, got maybe 3 pages in, I was like, I can't do this. It doesn't work for me. I don't like digital instructions. And yeah, having anything digital with Lego, to me, is just a bit wrong. And yeah, I really hope that, this doesn't bleed into too much else beyond, Star Wars and presumably like City and Ninjago probably gonna get some sets. But yeah, I'm not sold on it. But that is the first of these sets, and I think I've got most of my rambling out of the way. So yeah, we'll check out the other 2, and I'll probably just skim through those 2 for the most part. Okay, so 75427, Throne Room Duel, and A-Wing, and yeah, it does actually differ between different sets. This one has 3 smart figures and 2 smart bricks. I mean, it makes sense, it's £140, but yeah, okay. So this set does actually come with 2 smart bricks. That's really interesting. The other 2 only come with 1, but this one does actually have the ability to have both Vader and Luke talking at the same time. That's... Okay, you know what, I take back that criticism slightly then. If you are getting the most expensive one, you do actually get everything to be able to have a full, play experience, which I guess is pretty nice. Definitely interesting though, especially because you only have the 1 smart charger. I could see that becoming a problem in some regards. Anyway, This is an interesting set. It reminds me a lot of the episode 3 duel set from 2005, in terms of how it has the, you know, little arms and stuff to wave your characters around. This is like the 3rd or 4th version of the Emperor's Throne Room we've had in 5 years. So in some ways it's kind of tired. It's, you know, I would much rather have a different thing represented, but I understand they wanted a duel. They're not going to do anything that isn't OT. And realistically, what other duels they're going to be? They could have done Bespin, potentially. That's really it. They could always do Obi-Wan vs. Vader on the Death Star, but I mean, we've literally just got the Death Star UCS set, so it's like, do they want to tread over that? I don't know. It's difficult. It's difficult. I think Bespin would have made a lot of sense just because there isn't any representation of Bespin right now on shelves, whereas this has technically the diorama is retired, but it's still, I'm seeing it on shelves still in physical stores, so it's not gone. And then obviously the Death Star also has this scene represented, so yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of questionality around what exactly they did here choice-wise. The fact it comes with an A-Wing is very interesting. It's the first A-Wing we've seen in quite a while, actually, and yeah, it looks relatively fine. Are we going to get a better shot of... No, we're not, are we? That's as good as we're getting. Yeah, it's a little small again, just like the X-Wing. I don't hate it. It's fine. I like how the wings have been built. I think overall the idea is good. It's just not perfect. A little turret's kind of nice. That obviously is going to work with the smart brick as well. Yeah, I'm not sold on this, but it's fine. Do we have an actual... Yeah, we do actually have an A-Wing pilot. Okay, so that's good. So we are getting an A-Wing pilot and 2 Royal Guards. Imperial Guards, sorry, as our, like, non-smart figures. Then we get a Palpatine, Vader, and a Luke. Or the Emperor, or whatever. It doesn't matter. They're all it's the same character. Yeah, that's kind of interesting in a way. But, yeah, when it comes to the actual playability, like, I don't see how this is helped by the smart play. Like, that might just be me, but, like, surely, like, this would be just as fun without them talking to each other or having lightsaber sound effects. Because surely you could just go... Like, you can just make the noises yourself, right? Like, I'm not mad by saying that, am I? Like, it just... That's how I played as a kid. And, like, even like, when I'm just messing around with toys now, like, I often just make little noises, little blast noises and stuff like that. It's like, it's fun. It's how you enjoy things. Like, this to me is like, it's taking the creativity off the child, and I don't see the benefits of it. I do quite like the actual play mechanic of this, like having the you know, the Rock'em Sock'em Robot style, like, setup or whatever you want to call it. Like, I think that's really fun, and once again, it is a nice throwback to the episode 3 set. So it's like, we have got good ideas in place here, and even the modularity of the stairs versus this little, like, arena section, very nice. I wish that there was a little bit more to it, but overall, like, ignoring the smart play, this is actually a perfectly fine set. Also ignore the price, but, like, the price because of the smart play. I don't know, it's interesting. Also, how big is the gap you can... Because that's... What, that's 5 studs of gap between the figure and the smart brick? Very interesting if that's, like, the distance you can have, because that implies a lot of the aesthetic decisions with the vehicles and stuff could have been avoided by just burying it, like, underneath. You know, like, just hide it away with a brick between it, and then it should be fine. So yeah, we get Palpatine, Vader, Luke. Something that is also worth noting, though. Half-length capes. We currently don't know why. As of recording this, we have not had any official word on why this has been done. We have seen this size cape previously for characters like Barriss Offee. Her cape was half-length, but that's, like, accurate to the character. We have never seen a regular character that is supposed to have a full-length cape have a half-length cape, and it's really... I think it's a questionable decision, because you can even see, like, the cape is still crunkled up when the figure is sitting. It doesn't prevent, like, that kind of damage. Like, the fin capes would have done that, you know, the ones for the Mandalorians. But yeah, I'm really struggling to see what benefit there is to having half-length capes, and personally, I think it looks kind of dumb. And it does make me worry, and it's the same with the non-smart figures, so it's, like, clearly just an overall general decision. Very questionable to me, but it is so weird on the Imperial Guards. The A-Wing pilots looks lovely, by the way. Great to see that helmet return. I like the greens. It's a good figure. That is definitely going to be a figure that is popular on like Bricklink, for sure. That is going to be a very popular figure to be getting. Imperial Guards look the same as they always do. Yeah, I don't know. For me, the decision to have the shorter capes is a worrying one, because it implies that they're trying to reduce fabric as much as possible. And obviously we've already seen, like, you know, characters that previously would have had waist capes and stuff like that no longer do. They now, you know, just don't have it. They have it either printed or they just don't have the detail at all. I could very easily see them just going, oh yeah, we're just not going to do capes. Like, at all. We're just not going to do fabric. And I know, like, with other themes, they've been going for, like, rubber capes and stuff. Personally, I'm not a fan of that because it makes them so they literally can't sit. Like, the amount of issues we've had with Batmobiles, specifically, because of the rubber cape and having to, like, fit that into what would otherwise be, you know, pretty easy with a, you know, fabric cape. Or, worse yet, forcing you to remove the item, remove the cape. I don't know. If this is them just trying to reduce fabric, it's a worrying thing, because it does ruin the look. And if they go for full just no capes anymore, it's going to ruin a lot of these characters. Like, some of them I think are fine. I think Palpatine without a cape is probably okay. Arguably the Imperial Guard without capes would be okay. I don't know. But Vader losing his cape would be a serious downgrade in terms of the actual design of that character. And yeah, I'm hoping that this is just a smart play thing for some reason that we're just not getting right now. The fabric is the same, no matter what. Whether it's a full length or a short length, it's the same fabric. So it's not a case of, oh, the smart stuff can't get through the cape or whatever. And as well, it wouldn't have to affect the Imperial Guard, because they're not smart figures. It's very questionable that they're doing this. And I just hope that it doesn't mean anything for the wider LEGO Star Wars experience. Like, because the last thing I want is all of our caped characters to either have a short cape or no cape at all. Like, I want them to continue having capes. You know, I already end up buying, you know, fabric pauldrons and fabric waist capes and stuff like that for all my different, like, figures from, you know, mostly clones, but also my stormtroopers and stuff. I already end up buying that stuff from third parties. I don't want to also have to start, like, actually buying from Cape Cantina again. Like, you know, I can deal with buying a few things from, like, GCC or whoever else, but, like, the moment I actually am forced to buy my capes from Cape Cantina, I think that would be a crash out moment for me, personally. Yeah, it's alright. It's alright. The set itself is fine. Oh, you can actually charge multiple at once. That's kind of cool. It's good they show that as well. Yeah, okay. The actual charge time is supposed to be 3 hours, but apparently they only last for 45 minutes. I hope that's not accurate. I hope that's, like, really, like, underestimating the time that they last and overestimating the charge time. Because, like, my phone will charge to 100% on wireless charging in, like, an hour. And it will last for, like, 28 hours, like, on charge. It's a very weird thing. If the batteries are so delicate within this thing, I don't think you should be giving it to kids. Like, if it takes 3 hours to charge a 45-minute cell, I don't think that's safe for children, personally. I think that's too bad of a battery. I don't know. It just, that is a worry that I do have. But yeah, there we go. Throne Room Duel and A-Wing. It's fine. The fact it comes with 2 smart bricks, I didn't realize that until this. So yeah, not bad. 962 pieces. It is actually not the worst price per piece of these 3 sets. Let me make that clear. Of these 3 sets, it's not actually that bad. It's just a very expensive set that doesn't offer too much for the price. I like that it has the A-Wing. The fact it does have a nice selection of figures is alright. I wish the capes were full length. I almost just wish that this was a, you know, I wish this was just a general play set. It just didn't have the smart play stuff. Because, like, I love the concept of it. I love the actual, like, build and having the arms that, like, move your characters around. I think it's really cool. But yeah, I'd be lying if I said I like the actual smart play aspect of it. And yeah, hopefully I changed my mind Because either any of them, I'm probably going to get this one or the next one we're looking at. But yeah, I'm not sold on any of these so far. Let's check out the last one anyway. And so here we have 75421 Darth Vader's TIE Fighter, and this one only actually comes with one smart figure. So as I say, the old differ, but also only one smart tag. It is the cheapest at 60 for 473 pieces, which once again isn't the worst. That's about 500 pieces for £60. It's not good. It is not good at all. That is a terrible price per piece. But I've seen worse. The turbo tank still exists. But yeah, I don't know. I'm a lot of my complaints have already been said. Short cape, stuff like that. The fact that the builds are a bit, you know, weird to accommodate for the smart break is fine. This one only coming with one smart tag. I feel that that's a problem. Because you're still spending £60 on this. And fair enough, you get the charging pad and the USB Type A to Type C charging cable. Like, for me, it is still not quite enough. But yeah, let's have a look at this. So we've got Vader, which once again, no printing on the side of Vader, even though that is definitely going to be there. I quite like this TIE Advance. I'll be honest, I quite like it. I think it's a good design. It's been a while since we've had like a play scale TIE Advance, and this one does look good. I have no complaints in terms of the actual design of it. I might change my mind when I see the back of it, but the back has always been a bit weird on the TIE Advance anyway, so it's probably fine. We've got a little like charging bay and another one of these green hammers. So I assume they have to be, you know, green and blue to activate the smart bricks like functions in that way, but like I don't know how that would work. Well, I guess they can't put a chip in these items, so I guess it has to be color activated. But then, like, why do you even need? I wonder how this is going to work. Because is it going to be a case of you have a green thing, it makes repair noise. You have a blue thing, it makes fuel noise. Because if so, like, I'd love to see how people like can abuse that, because that'd be really fun. But yeah, you do get a Rebel Trooper, pretty much the same as we've always been seeing the last few years. A little bit of a Rebel base, which looks alright. Stud shooters. Good to see the Archer mixing in different play features, but nothing too fancy. Yeah, I want to see the back of it. I really want to see the back of it. So, seemingly no smart play functionality with the Rebel base, which is kind of unfortunate. Yeah, you're just getting the smart brick, one tile for the actual TIE Advance, and then Darth Vader as a smart figure. Yeah, I want to see the back of it. Okay, here we go. Okay. Is wide open. I don't know how I feel about that, because classically the TIE Advance has the really annoying thing of having a really big bottom. Like it has a really big back end, and I've never really liked it, and I have always preferred models that don't have that section, even though it's not accurate. I realize that the accuracy is kind of more important, but I've never really liked that aspect of that ship design. Having it be open backed is just not good. But yeah, we see fueling, and obviously the hammer will repair it. It's kind of cool, I guess, in a way. And you can also have the firing noises. That one's good. Having red be firing, I think, is a good feature. There we have the non-smart minifigure. Yeah, so it's going to have firing sounds. It's going to have repair sounds. It's going to have fueling sounds. Okay, yeah, I don't know. This, if any, is the one I'm going to get. I think. Having, like, looked at all three of them now, it's like, I knew it was either going to be the Throne Room or the TIE Advance. Looking at the TIE Advance, this is, for the most part, an actually decent set at not too high of a markup. It is a markup, don't get me wrong, it is more expensive than it should be. But I like my little Rebel bases. You know, I like getting more Rebel Fleet Troopers. I already have dozens of them, but I will happily get one more. The Vader is interesting. And with it being Vader, the fact his cape is short doesn't matter as much, because Vaders are a dime a dozen. I have like 4 of this exact, well, minus smart play features, I have like 5 or 6 of this exact Vader. And he releases and everything. You know, he comes into the European magazine every like 5 months at this point. So yeah, I don't really have an issue. I can always replace his cape, assuming it doesn't affect play at all, you know, in terms of smart play features. He's also probably the easiest to clean up, You know, the back tattoo sort of thing is already covered up by his cape. The printing on the side you can just remove with a eraser. It's not that bad. It's not terrible. I don't dislike the build either. I'm an apologist for the 4+ TIE Fighter. It's actually my favourite TIE Fighter design. This is still worlds better by anyone's classification. Worlds better than that design. And that's the design I actually like. So, yeah, for me, I think overall this is pretty fun. I don't like them showing the digital instructions. I've already memorable this video for that, but yeah, I don't know. I like it. I do like it. I think this is a fun looking set. And yeah, for £60, it's not good. For £60, it should have more than one smart tile. You should have something for the Rebel base, just to make like the blast effects for the stud shooters would be great. But yeah, if I'm going to try Smart Play, if I'm going to check it out and actually see what it is, this is going to be the one I get. And I feel bad even saying that, because this is... It feels like a cash grab, but it feels like they're trying to, as I've complained a lot about, you know, them replacing like the child's imagination and stuff like that. But like, I like, you know, robots and stuff that make noise. I bought the Cyberverse or Cyberworld or whatever it's called, Scorponok, and that thing doesn't shut up. Like, I like toys that make noise and light up and stuff like that. I just don't think it belongs necessarily in Lego. You know what? Decision made. I'm pre-ordering it. I'm going to do it after the video, but I'm going to pre-order the Darth Vader's TIE Fighter. We're going to get it in March. I might do a review, or I might just do a thoughts video. But, yeah, there we go. That's decided it. I'm going to get the Smart Play Darth Vader's TIE Fighter set 75421, and I'm going to see what it's like. Because I am really interested. I like technology. I like Lego. I love Lego, let's be honest. And Lego Star Wars is one of my favourite things. I really like TIE Fighters. I like Darth Vader. I like Rebel Fleet Troopers. I like Rebel Bases. This set is very much me. Like, this is the kind of thing that I like. So let's just see if it actually lives up to that hype. That is everything that I have to say about the free Smart Play sets that we actually have available right now. Obviously, there are going to be more that release on March 1st, and presumably we're also going to get some reveals for, as I say, City and Ninjago, I think, are shoo-ins for getting Smart Play. But yeah, presumably multiple other different themes are going to be getting the Smart Play stuff. This is just what we have so far, just these free sets from Star Wars. But yeah, I'm very interested, and I'm pretty excited, honestly, to check out how this Darth Vader's TIE Fighter actually works. The fact they're calling it Darth Vader's TIE Fighter, I've called it TIE Advance the entire video. It is, right? Like, I'm not going mad. It is the TIE Advance. I don't know why they call it anything different, but yeah. With that being said, though, that is going to be it for this video. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like it, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you never miss upload. Otherwise, a couple of your thoughts and feelings on Smart Play as a whole, as well as the individual sets. And yeah, I guess I'll see you next time. Bye.